Too early? Too late? I'm usually late, or what? I'm not. Well, we can wait until 1 o'clock.
Jurgen, to start with, obviously, last 10 Premier League games that Mane's missed, Liverpool have taken 23 points from possible 30. That said, his absence, how does it affect you? How does it affect the way that you would want to settle against Manchester United?
Sorry, was it now positive or negative? The last?
Yes,
Again. Oh, it's positive. So we don't need Sadio.
Well, you could say that.
Thank God that obviously we still can play football without Sadio, because we had already to do this a lot of times, much more often than we wanted. He's a highest quality player, we all know this. It was very unlucky with the with injury. It's like it is. I think a lot of players in this international break from different teams got injuries. It's a big problem with the change of rhythm, different training, stuff like this. It's not only Sadio, it's Fellaini, a lot of players. And so that's always a problem. You hope that nothing will happen. In this case, it's Sadio, nobody else. So that's then maybe the good news. And yeah, we can play without him, even if you would love to have him in the lineup. That's how it is.
So, on top of that, I suppose the question to ask is, with Firmino and Coutinho important to the way you settle as well, I'd imagine, this weekend, what impact has the international break had on their availability, or in terms of the travel that they've done as well?
The club is... I know. Yes. Interesting. That's a little bit different, because but the club is doing everything to bring the boys back. We work there really close together with other clubs in this region, that we can bring all the South American players together home, and that's good. But Phil played 2 games. Roberto played around about 5 minutes or something like this, so it's different, of course. But they both had a long flight, even when it was pretty comfortable, I'm sure. It was not in the plane, but I can imagine, because I saw the price. So, no, they should be okay. And they are important, yes.
Well, last season, Jose Mourinho was effectively accused of parking the bus at Anfield. What approach are you expecting from Manchester United this time around? And do you view it as having a rivalry, yourself and Jose Mourinho?
No, I don't have personal rivalries with other managers, so I don't understand the game like this. It's a massive game. It's great, and I actually really would love to ask the Premier League for giving us both teams more time to prepare a game like this, because our fans are waiting for the game since 2 weeks at least, if not since we played them last year, and we have exactly 2 days to prepare both teams. So that's how it is. But I think it's a pretty big game. So maybe next time we'll have a look and bring these teams together when we really can work in the direction of this game. So, but that's only one thing. Yes, Jose Mourinho teams play like they have to play in the different moments. In this moment, they are, of course, in a much better situation than they have been last year when we played them. But we cannot think too much about it. We know how Manchester United is playing. Fantastic players involved in the team, and we know about the qualities of Lukaku, Rashford, Mkhitaryan, Mata, all these guys. Have a few lineup problems maybe with second 8 or 6 or whatever it is in the system, but very experienced, and sometimes they defend pretty deep, and sometimes they have a high pressure formation. So that's how it is. And against us, they played very often, pretty early, long. Had always a target player last year, Ibrahimovic. Now it's Lukaku. We need to be ready for these fights, but they don't do that all the time. So there are also build-up situations when they try to come between the lines, when they try to use Mkhitaryan with small passes, and that he can use his speed, or Rashford can use his speed, or Lukaku can stretch the formation. You can imagine or Mata with all the little movements and then making the big difference with the next pass. So you hear it already. Obviously, the opponent has big quality, so we know about that. But we are still positive when we think about the game. I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of the most special games in world football. So I said a few times, if you are not involved, you would watch it 100%. So it's clear, if you have the opportunity to watch it, you watch it. And so we know this, and we respect this, and actually we want to perform and want to get a result.
Over the last, I mean, you mentioned Lukaku there, over the last few seasons, Liverpool have done really well against him, but obviously this season he seems to be scoring pretty much in every single match. Is it a different Romelu Lukaku that you're facing this season?
Matured, of course, he's still a young player, so it was not. I don't think that there was any doubt at any point of his career that he will be a world-class striker, and he was already a world-class striker at Everton. So and now being around these other fantastic players at Man United, of course, that helps him, and he helped the team so far a lot. It was not all. It was real. Go-getter goals, if you want. So it's like first try, no, second ball again there, and do it again. It was not always fantastic play or whatever. It's like really fighting for these goals, and he enjoys, obviously, life in this team a lot, and have all the confidence you need as a striker. And I'm sure he improved since he joined Manchester.
And I appreciate you still only get 3 points for winning the game, but if Liverpool were to win this one, what sort of mental or spiritual or what boost would it give?
If we win. If we win. So actually that's the only thing I think about, but I don't think about that we try with all we have to win, but I don't think about what it will mean then. So it's a big opportunity. It's like it is. We are, even probably when you see it a little bit different, we are in a really good moment. Not result-wise, not scoring-wise, but performance is not as bad as probably a lot of people think. So we are not so weak that we don't have to think we don't have a chance against Man United. So yes, it's Anfield, it's our stadium, it's the first game with a Kenny Dalglish stand. So we want to use really all the power we can get and can create at this wonderful stadium. And I don't think that it makes sense that we do like it's a completely normal game. It isn't. It should never be. So that doesn't mean you can get more than 3 points. But it means only no excuses. Yeah, you have to try everything. That doesn't mean I don't understand it like pressure. I really understand it like being an opportunity. It's a fantastic game, and how I see it, two really good football teams against each other. The weather should be good tomorrow, how I heard. So it's prepared.
Thank you. Julia?
Jurgen, is the fixture as intense as it used to be? There's been talk this week amongst fans and everybody else suggesting that it's lost its edge a little bit.
What? Why?
The rivalry.
I saw a few games in the past, and it's like when I watched the Clásico, for example, Madrid-Barcelona a few years back, and you always thought, the referee really needs to close his eyes sometimes. The challenges were that hard. It was always red cards, stuff like this. If anybody's waiting for this, I think it's not worth waiting. How I understand, being aggressive means to hurt yourself and not the other one. So it means we need to be hard against ourselves. We need to be ready for each challenge. But if people are waiting for these historical things where the players could jump in each other and make bad tackles, I saw them, a few of them. And a few of the players involved are really nice guys, meanwhile. So that's how it is. But if you're waiting for these old times, it's not possible anymore to play like this in modern football, not even in England. So we have to respect the rules, and that's what we do. We have to win. We want to win because we want to win. We don't want to win because Manchester United should lose. So that's for me another big difference. That means being positive, aggressive, yes, not negative.
Michael? How would you assess your first 2 years at Anfield? You just celebrated your anniversary as Liverpool manager. What do you think?
Actually, it was not a big party, huh?
But in terms of the progress of the team since you took over, do you think?
Look, it's not my job to do this. I'm pretty sure you all wrote everything about it, what you thought about it, so it makes absolutely no, how we say in Germany, that I give my mustard to it. It's just for me a wonderful time. I enjoyed each second. It's fantastic. It's a difficult job. Yes. It's are we where we could be? Not sure. Did we last year really well? Yes. Did we good or better this year? Yes. But we didn't get the results so far. Does that mean I should stop? No. But maybe, let me say, maybe that says a little bit about if we improved or not. We had to improve to be in the situation where we are now. If we wouldn't have improved, we would not be in the situation where we had been last season, 4th position, or with these not the biggest distance to the top teams in the moment, even when it looks from the points a little bit different. If I would come in today as a new manager, and this would be the situation, if everybody would give us still then this kind of time and say, yes, now let's change it, now let's do the next step, that would be perfect. Unfortunately, if they sack me now, I don't think if there are a lot of managers which would do the job better than I do, and I don't think I'm perfect, but it's quite difficult to find better options on this. So I still think as long as 98% of all Liverpoolians think we are on the right way, we will succeed. That's how it is. It's quite difficult. The good old times, not only from the Derby side, jumping in each other, getting red cards, bleeding players, they will not come back. But the good old times when one team dominated the league for 20 years will not come back either. So that's how it is. Our job is to work in this moment and to fight with all we have for each point. That's what we are doing, actually. And so I'm not overly happy. That's why I said it was not a big party. When somebody called me and congratulations, 2 years Liverpool, I didn't open immediately a bottle of champagne. It's just because I feel we're in the middle of everything. We are not at the start, of course not, but there's still a long way to go. But I knew it before, so I'm not surprised about this. But of course, even if there's a long way to go, we could have more points. We could have got more points last year. We could have more points already this year. But I'm calm and cool with all the things we have still to do. So I know we have to work, but I knew that from the beginning, so no problem for me.
You worked with Henrik Mkhitaryan before, obviously. Now he's at Manchester United. He's been talking about how you managed to develop his career, not just in terms of the football, but he said sort of psychologically you were able to bring out the very best of him and inject self-belief. So how do you manage to do that with James?
I think I called him and take it away then. Whatever I said. I don't know exactly what he's a fantastic player. He was always a fantastic player. We played against him when he was at Shakhtar Donetsk. Perfect attitude. But mentality. He wanted to do everything right in each moment, in each second of his life. The perfect boy, son-in-law, whatever. And sometimes in football you need a little bit to be a little bit different. And we all know that a few of the best players in the world have a few little issues. We probably don't get aware of them, but they have it. So, and it's absolutely okay. We're all human beings. It was not only Hendrik with which I spoke about things like this, but it's always, I'm older than the players, so I made a lot of mistakes they don't have to make, so I can tell them about that. That's how older people should handle younger people and still let them do their own mistakes. How I understand it. But she's a fantastic boy, of course, and obviously he feels well at Manchester, but that's it.
Terrific. We're going to go ESPN today.
Yeah,
just one, and I'm going to go around the room. We've got quite a lot of people.
Yeah, and we've been reading about how you came close to being Manchester United manager back at the time you talked. I mean, that must have been a huge decision to make for you. Can you talk us through that decision?
First of all, I don't know, but what I heard about the interview, a former manager of my, that's the situation you speak about.
Yeah, that wasn't Dortmund. Is that
What we talking about? Sorry, it's only one thing, because I really like Eckhart Gautzon. But how it is, it still is with me already. When I think too far in the past, I'm not 100% sure was right or wrong, but it's still funny if I mix it a little bit. I'm sure he thinks it was like this, but I was a player with Eckhart Gautzon. How could I, as a very average player at Dortmund, at Mainz, say to my manager, by the way, if I become a manager, I would love to manage Manchester United. Maybe people think I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I never thought about something like this, and so that's not. He was a big, not for sure not this time. So he was a big admirer, and is still obviously, of Sir Alex Ferguson. In the first meeting when he came in, he even wearing a jumper of Manchester United. That was quite, when he came in as a new coach, he had a jumper of Manchester United. So maybe he forgot. I know still, and and so that's a few funny stories. He didn't send me 3 times in 86 days in. It was exactly 1 time, and the story around the actual manager of Mainz, Sandro, who is still a good friend of mine. He kicked me 3 times. You can ask Sandro Schwarz, he knows it still. My reaction was not too good on this. That's why we went in both. If he would have given us 5,000 euro or whatever as a fine, I would have played 3 months for nothing. So, unfortunately, a few things are not exactly, but still funny. I had fun when I read it, but not all of it is exactly like he said. Sorry.
Carl?
Just going over at the international break, we saw some stuff from Dejan Lovren talking about how the painkillers he's having to take to play games. His training is restricted. How are you able to manage him? And is the risk playing?
We had. Yeah, that's true. He had back problems. They lead to groin problems. That's, if we would come out every day and tell where the players have pain, and where but they're still training, so you can't imagine how often that would be. It's not. That's why we have a big medical department, and they're always working with the players, and sometimes it makes them available, and sometimes not. And yes, it's true. We couldn't train, but now that's why he didn't play the first game for Croatia. We told him and Croatian FA that it would really make sense, and they let him out of the first game because he needed a few days rest. In this moment, it looks like that was enough, but we couldn't give him that rest in that moment, and so we managed it. But he was always match fit. Otherwise, he wouldn't have played, of course. And so now he played the second game, 90 minutes. He's back. Everything looks fine. So that's it.
So is that no longer an ongoing problem?
It was no problem yesterday, no problem the day before yesterday. I don't know how it will be in a few days, but in the moment, everything is good.
Okay, we've got quite a few guests from overseas rights holders in the. Do you want to check before I go around the room anymore if there's any questions? PPTV China, I know they're in the room. If you'd like to ask a question, raise your hand. And I think Robert from Discovery in South Africa. Have you got some of Robert, or are you here to observe this?
Hi.
To ask with the international break, obviously you lost one of your key players, Sadio Mane. Salah, on the other hand, had a great time in Egypt, scored the 2 goals, got them through to the World Cup, and he comes back into the mix. And you mentioned the little time that you have with the players now. What condition does he return with, and what are you expecting from him?
Very proud. Mohamed Salah was talking about now, right? Yeah, very proud. Did anybody see the 6-minute video about the summary of the game when you saw? I never saw a celebration like this for 1-0 after 66 minutes. I thought it's a golden goal in the World Cup final. Then 87 minutes they made the equalizer. Boom. Obviously not the nicest moment. And then 94 minutes. I never saw a celebration of a penalty like this, and until anybody said, by the way, we still have to score. And I nearly had a heart attack when I thought I had to go down there and take the situation that he did it. And I would say in this moment he's our number 1 penalty taker. That pressure was unbelievable. He did really well. And after 27 years, I think fantastic news for Egypt. And that's a really good generation what they have there. So they should go to the World Cup. But how it always is. First you need to be qualified. So now they are there. Obviously, it's in a good moment, but it's intense. In this moment, you see, it's the same for Sadio Mane, best player of Senegal with no doubt. So how can the players? They don't have no chance to get away from the situation. So they have to be always there and spot on. And in this moment, so Sadio had got an injury, and that could mean he's not involved in the game when Senegal. I'm sure they can make the qualification without him. They need only 1 point, I think, from 2 games, so that should be possible. But that's how it is. So England played a friendly game, and this friendly game on a artificial surface. It was a qualification game, but they were already qualified. I was not happy that Hendo was on the pitch, to be honest, with all the problems he had in the past. I thought it makes no sense. So we cannot be involved in this. It's like they all make their own decisions. So no manager of a national team asked me so far before a game, how would you line up? It would be quite difficult. Brazil plays pretty much always with the same lineup, so obviously they want to keep it going. So we watch it, we wait until they come back, and we take what we get. So sometimes they feel better. For Scott, for Robo, of course, not nice. For Ben Woodward and Danny Ward, it's not nice. But it's like it is, and that's why I said it. Sometimes I really wish that we could have had more time until such an important game and to make the preparation. But no, it's our job, it's our challenge. Same for the other team. Let's go.
I'm going to wrap that. Chris Shaw, I think, has got one to... Sorry, Mike, I'm taking a lot of questions, and I know no one's chosen to ask about teams, but I think Chris has got one to finish with.
Jurgen, you mentioned the Kenny Dalglish stand unveiling tomorrow. He was talking to the press yesterday and mentioned how often the fans have made a difference in his career, in his experience as a player and manager. Just wondered if they can make a difference tomorrow, do you think?
That would be nice. He was here yesterday with his son, so it was nice to have a little chat. What a wonderful guy he is, big role model for pretty much everybody. So, meanwhile, I understand him. So I'm long enough in England to understand his Scottish. So that's good. Now we have real conversations. At the beginning, I was only friendly, smiling. But now it becomes more and more interesting. So fantastic person. Yes, he's right, but I think that were different times again. So it was these generation, with him as a player and then him as a manager. What a generation that was. It's nice to have. It's nice to have them. But he knows that time changed. At the moment when anybody else knows also, then it helps. But we all felt it already. European nights at Anfield are still outstanding. All 12 o'clock games, 12:30 o'clock games at Anfield. Could we improve? Yes. So it's Man United. Maybe we should switch the watch a little bit in the right direction and feel like it's 8 o'clock at night and go for it. So we know we have to deliver, but everybody who wants to help, very warm welcome. We could need it.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it, everyone.
Welcome.